Hello, everyone. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to the long dark, shall we? It's early, I believe, in the morning. No, it's early in the evening, and we're starving. So we need to get some food, and the best way for us to do that is to climb up these cliffs and look for more of the supplies. We might have to camp again if we can get enough wood and stuff. And usually you can find a reasonable selection of firewood, but at the same time, let's get some calories because you can see the big red splotch over our stomach. So we're hungry, and we need to eat. We want to be well fed here. And let's see, I'm climbing up this way. We're climbing up a steep grade, and it's dark. I'll just pause the game to mention this. The game is dark. I know it's like dark on your screen, and I wish it were brighter, but it's called The Long Dark. This game is like, it's about an oppressive environment a lot of the times. So the darkness is a piece of that. Now, we could get a torch, but what this does is it makes it when we do find light sources, that everything is so much better. You'll feel a million times better. So it's a real sense of accomplishment. Plus, it's like night is beginning.
Finally made it.
We finally made it up. All right. Now, we could create a torch if we wanted to, and you can go into the crafting, and actually you can go to the light sources. I can light a match if I want to just like have a match, but I mean, that lasts for about 2 seconds. And in Campcraft, I could build a campfire and then pull a torch out of it if I wanted to. Or, I can go push triangle and go into the crafting panel, and I can look for, creating something like a torch in my tools section. But you can see it takes lamp oil to just craft a torch like that. So we don't have that. We can't do that. But what we can do is see that there are some chunks of the airplane here. And then there's the airplane itself, just stuck in this tree that we could see from below.
And we've now which of us looks worse. Poor girl.
Yeah,
this isn't how things were supposed to end.
No, it's not. Now you can see it's starting to get super, super cold. So we need to get as much stuff as we can and run away. Here is an orange soda, and here's my parka. So we need this, and we're going to take it, and we're going to, using the radio menu to select status, then go to the clothing tab. So you can actually just push X in the center of the radio menu, which is the status, the paper doll, and then just goes to this screen. You can push triangle to get here as well. And then we can go over here, and you can see that we're wearing our coat now. So you could check us out. We have a coat on, and this is giving us a little bit more protection against the cold, but not enough to stay out here all night. Let's search Mackenzie's backpack, see what she's got.
Just what I need.
And she has a stale granola bar.
Stuff will come in handy.
Heck yeah. Some mittens. And some antibiotics if we get an infection.
Astrid's pack.
And here's her hard case, which, has some kind of combo lock.
Locked. Whatever's in this case, Astrid was ready to die for it.
Right.
I hope she hasn't already died for it.
So we want to carry this now. I'm going to go to this. Now I'm going to go to my radio menu. I'm going to go to food, and I'm going to eat the granola bar right away. You could see that we're like super hungry. So let's just give ourselves something to work with. It's getting colder and colder by the moment. So I'm just going to gather some sticks, see what else is out here. And then we're going to have to probably try to run back down to our cave. But these sticks won't burn very long. This is a crate. Oh, here's reclaimed firewood. That'll burn well. All right. Now, another thing that we could do, if we wanted, is just start a fire up here instead of going to the cave. because we can get some shelter. You see in the upper center of the screen, like if you are away from the wind, you'll get that shield with the wind icon. I'm going to break this down. And we got a vest, and we got some socks. So now we're even better against the cold. I'm going to go to Campcraft, and I'm just going to say build me a fire like right here under this little wing and place it. And we've got some books to burn, so I'm going to start the fire. This isn't the warmest place in the world, and we're not going to sleep here, but we can get warm here. We can wait here. If you want, you can always just go back down into the cave below and sleep. But we have 16 minutes. I'm going to add fuel. I'm going to add these books. Now we have 55 minutes. I'm going to add firewood. 2 hours. That's good for now for us. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and cook. I'm going to make this rosehip tea. And I'm just going to set it out. This was in my inventory. Don't ask how you can carry a cup of tea. But remember when I took the tea, you just take it. And I'm going to show you something about drinking this tea. I'm going to chill by the fire, and I'm actually just going to select this past time until it's ready, and I'm going to drink this tea. It's hot, and if you drink a hot beverage, not only does it give you some calories and some hydration, it gives you the benefit of a warming effect. So it means that we lose the effect of like painkiller from the rosehip tea, but we gain the bonus of being able to stay in the cold a little longer because it's like it's a warm beverage, so it just warms us up and we just feel better about it. So now we can explore out here a little bit longer. I can even, if I want, take a torch to make my life out here a little easier. And as long as it's not super windy, the torch will stay lit for a bit. You can see it's how much fuel the torch or how long it'll burn in the bottom right. Oh my goodness, here's all the food. That's a water purification tablet. So some of this food is like...
I can always use more food.
What we packed when we chose to take food, I think. Because we chose to took the extra food. That's what we got right there. Here's her backpack. Anything else over here that we want? And I'm just kind of looking around, making sure I don't miss anything. Because we need every scrap that we can get. And you don't want to fall off the mountain, so be careful. We can break down the cardboard box, but it only breaks into, tinder. Now it's getting really, really cold. So I'm going to head over here by our fire. And I'm going to just eat. I'm going to go to my radial menu, hold L1. I'm going to go to food, and I'm going to eat an energy bar. This is 500 calories. Yeah, these are from the supplies that we packed. So this is a lot of calories. Now, to be honest with you, there's no reason not to eat food when you're low on calories, because you always want to have calories. And you can see the condition of the energy bar. Like, they're starting to go bad. So... we certainly want to eat these and not waste it. Now, I don't need to eat... Well, actually, let's go ahead and look at ourselves. Yeah, I only have 1,700 calories. I could totally eat another one. I will. I'm going to eat it all. And you can see I almost filled up my wheel there. We're warming up. We're by the fire. And do we want to go down and rest for the rest of the night? We could certainly do that. I could pass some time here. You can see the moon is up in the sky there, so it's like the middle of the night. I'm actually going to take the warmth and... oh, here's another piece of wood. Okay, great. I think I might go back down, even though I put a big log on the fire. Usually you can keep looking around to find more wood and sticks and stuff, and it generally will, like, populate more and more of that, but our torch is about to burn out. We have a choice of, do we want to climb up this wing? Oh, there's a box up there. Let's get that crate. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep going, actually. I'm going to take another torch. You can't really relight your torch. It's like burned down to the nub. Oh, there's a flare, too. Okay, cool. And I'm going to stand by the fire for a moment because I want to show you something. I'm going to go to my status. And check me out now. Let's go to our clothing. So that vest that we got, we can't actually wear it. We could wear it instead of Mackenzie's parka, but it's not warmer, so it's not actually doing us any favors. But we did put on the extra pair of socks, and we put on the mittens from Astrid's backpack. So we're getting slightly warmer out there, and our quest is telling us to look for clues, and we got some more information about things, which is rose hips, and actions, which is a fire, and clothing basics, which we already saw. Okay, so I'm going to take this torch, and I am going to go up here, and let's don't fall through that crack, right, into your fire. That's embarrassing. Instead, just go up here, and let's break apart this crate. The reclaimed wood is nice, but I'm really doing it because, darn, I was looking for some supplies in there. There wasn't anything.
She definitely passed through here. And in a hurry.
Yep. So we found a piece of fabric, which is like part of the clues. And it says sprinting can help you escape bad weather or dangerous predators, right? And we know that we hold like R1 to sprint if we need to. All right, I'm going to look around and just check some stuff out. My torch is going to burn out, but that's okay. We're getting super, super cold, but I'm going to pick up some sticks and just kind of gather. I'm not going to break any branches. Remember, that just takes too long. While we're this cold, not worth it. Torch is just about out. Nope, you can keep that. And we're coming down here. And our torch is burned out. And you can see that this is like a frozen kind of lake almost. And there are all these bunnies. And it says, find and equip small stones to throw at rabbits to stun them. So what they're telling you is that you can attempt to hit bunnies with a stone, stun them, and go up and then basically kill them so you can have some meat to eat. And the first thing I want to tell you to do when you get to this point, at least what I like to do, is save the game, because it's incredibly hard, in my opinion, to get the timing and the accuracy right for hitting the rabbits. But you push right on the directional stick to pull up the stone. And then you can aim with L2 and then throw it with R2. And you're trying to, like, hit one of these bunnies. And just see, like, aim your thumb at the bunny and throw it, and I was nowhere close, and then they all run away. You can actually get a lot closer than that to the bunnies. But before we do that, you see we're freezing to death out here. We have enough calories that we don't need to kill the bunnies that badly, unless we really, really want to practice this. Here's the bunny, like, running. Darn it, it got too close and then ran away. I was going to just let it kind of come to me. Oh my god, we hit it. Okay, run up to it while it's hit, and then you have to, oh darn, it got back up. Alright, it's so hard to hit the bunnies. I hit the bunny. I think I crouched. Yeah, R3 crouches. I needed to run up. You only have a few moments before you can stun it. But anyway, before we do that, go right over here, because there's a campfire. And we can set this up to get warmer. Oh, this thing must be, like, hurt. All right, I picked it up. I'm sorry, bunny. Don't look. If you love bunnies, don't look. But we are starving, and now we can actually cook something. So we're going to start the fire, and we're going to start it with this firewood. This is a survival game, and part of survival in this game is hunting. Bunnies are the easiest thing that we can get, in the sense that they just don't fight back. All right, we started the fire.
That did it.
That did it. All right, we're going to add fuel. I'm going to add a ton of fuel to this because you'll see that with Campcraft, I can make a snow shelter if I want to sit here, or I could just sit beside this. I'm actually not that tired. So I'm going to add a little bit of fuel to this. And now we're going to click on this and we're going to go to cook. And I can cook the can to make some more rosehip tea. Or I can click the can and I'm going to say make me some water. Melt snow as much as you can. And I'm going to select this cooking slot. And I can't cook because I don't have a cooking pot. So in my inventory, let me push triangle. And we're going to go up to stuff. And you'll see that, like, we have this rabbit carcass. You have to push square on the carcass. And then with the carcass, you can choose what you want to get out of it and how much time it will take. So if you want the hide, it's going to take 40 minutes and give you calories. Or take calories, rather. If we want all the meat, 55 minutes. And if we want the gut, it's going to take an hour and 10 minutes and use 233 of our calories to get everything from this. But you want to completely harvest this. So just select all of these items. And then what you want to do is click harvest. But make sure you have your fire lit before you do this, because you're going to be standing in the cold for an hour while you do that. But once that's done, our water boiled away, by the way, which is kind of funny because it took too long. Just do it again. Use this cooking slot and cook, and we can actually cook this rabbit meat. And I'm going to go ahead and just push square to wait until it's done cooking. And we're going to pass time until it's boiled. And then I'm going to drink this water. Like this. Oh, my fire is going out. Here, click it. And it's got 9 minutes. Boost it back up. Okay. And I'm going to take the can, and I'm going to use this cooking slot to cook my other meat. Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe I'm cooking all of it. Oh, here it is. Sweet. All right. This is done. And it's going to give me 495 calories. I'm just going to eat it right away. So we are eating the rabbit. And then I'm going to push square to wait until this is ready. And then I'm going to actually eat this. It's not as much. It's not as big of a cutlet as the other one. So it only gave me a little bit of calories. We're going to go to this, and we're going to add fuel. We're fully warm by this fire. We have plenty to drink. I'll pick up this tinder plug. And now we ate the bunny and those energy bars. And actually, all of our wheels are doing good. So what we could do here is just continue to be by the fire. It's getting blown out. The reason it's going down so fast is not because time is passing, but because it's too windy. I think the wind is blowing out our fire a bit. It says we have 39 minutes, right? And I didn't stand there for 39 minutes. But there's a bunny over there. So what you could do is just spend the rest of the night and put all your firewood here if you want, and hang out. Or you can press on and try to go to the next area. But to be honest, it's so cold, I think we should just wait by the fire. Although, you can see this, it keeps burning out. So it's not, you know, a very good prospect. I'll put a bunch of sticks and stuff on here, but it's not great. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to cook, and I'm going to make the rosehip tea to give us the warming effect. And I'm going to try to warm up to full, get the warming effect, and then press on to find something else. Because we can't sleep here, and it's just too windy, and the fire just keeps going out. Pass time until it's ready, and we're going to drink. Great. So we're warmed up now, and honestly, you can stay here and practice throwing the rocks at the bunnies by your fire if you want. It's meant to give you practice at this stage of the game, but if we just press on, we will get to places where we can get food in other ways, and it's not necessary. So I'm terrible at throwing the rocks, as you can see. It's like a miracle if I hit one. So what I do is just go ahead here and let's just say, all right, we're warm. Everything else looks good. Let's keep going. I'm actually going to just take a torch. Oh, I can't. It's so, it's in such bad shape. Now I can. And honestly, I think the wind will just blow this right out, but at least we can have light for a moment. And I'll gather sticks as I can. That's a branch, so we don't need it. and the torch has blown out. So if you push up on the directional pad, you switch
Astrid,
between
where did you go?
different light sources, the flare, the matches, the torch. You can push circle to put it away. If you push right on the directional pad, you switch between different weapons. All we have is the stone. That's it. And if you push left, it's kind of like a quick build, maybe the last thing that you built. And pushing down drops the last thing that you picked up. Oh, here's some rose hips, so let's go ahead and get these. You don't want to be taking too much time right here because we're so cold. Now, up ahead, you'll see there's a wolf eating that animal. And if you want, what you can do is, let's try to throw a rock at this wolf and, like, scare it away. Alright, so we didn't get it close enough. That's a wolf. So I'm going to try to throw it like that. Not good enough. It's occupied. Okay. I never got it close enough. And let's just leave that wolf there and walk around to the side. Do not worry. We don't want to fight the wolf. We have a flare as, you know, a last-ditch effort. They don't like light usually, but it's eating that deer that it took down, or whatever animal that was. So let's just walk around and pretend that it will not hunt us down. Here's some more.
Whoa. Looks like some kind of radio tower.
Yep.
I must be closer to civilization than I thought.
So this is what we're talking about. We don't need to go full-on hunting just yet because we're closer to civilization than we thought. Now, this is, if you look at these roots, you'll be able to climb down right here. Ow. Luckily, I mean, it didn't hurt us. He just makes grunting noises a lot. And there's more stones here if you want to try killing bunnies. I'm just going to pick up some just in case I need to throw it. But we're not going to be fighting anything right now. Now, there is, you could look around for a cave or a shelter if you're interested in trying to camp for the night. But I think because we've got our warming, let's just push on. There's some more rose hips. It takes quite a few. I think it takes perhaps 24. It takes quite a few rose hips to actually make the drink to give us the warming effect of the tea and the painkiller effect. All right, now we walk this way, and there is a sign that says there's a radio tower going this way. So let's just turn and follow the sign to the radio tower and see what we can find here. Is there like a house that we can take shelter in? We're safe from the wind as we climb up a little bit in this ravine. And it seems okay. No wolves or dangerous animals. We just found a location. You can poke around and see if there's anything. There is a fence that's kind of guarding this, so there's definite signs of human habitation. Our warming effect has expired, sadly. And we're going to keep going. Now, here's the radio tower itself. There's no, way for us to climb it. But if we go over here to the railing for the scenic
Someone's just sitting here.
view,
Frozen.
we find
The
a
hell?
frozen person. And yeah, that's not great, but you can search frozen people if you find them. And we found some painkillers. So that's great. Not so good for the frozen person, but they could have been here for who knows how long. And I'm going to kind of just curl around this way to the right and just mosey on down. Here's another climbing path, so we'll use this. We're getting super cold, so we need to kind of start moving quicker. But as you can see right down there, there's a house. We have found a place where there are dwellings at the very least instead of just being out in the open. And we're going through this kind of,
Look. Smoke from that chimney.
yep, logged up
That means someone's home.
pathway. And there is a house that has smoke from a chimney and lights in the windows. And we find a little town. There is no...
Hello? Anyone out there?
It's quiet. The houses, it's hard to see at night. The houses look to be, some of them in ruins, some of them not, but it's very, very quiet, with the exception of this one house that has some light. Now, this woodshed contains
What happened here?
another frozen person, and we can search this, and they're empty, but there is a hatchet on the toolbox here, and we can split wood with this. So, what's important about something like this, you can hack meat, you can fight with it, sort of, and it's great for splitting branches and stuff. If you have the right tool, the job will take much less time than just ripping it apart with your hands. You cannot use the hatchet as a weapon to fight like animals or anything like that, but you'll see how it kind of functions in that role, sort of, but it's not great. There's some cured leather in that drawer, and there's some line for fishing, but we're freezing, so we got to get inside this house.
This whole area looks like it's been abandoned for a while.
It's the town of Milton, and I'm just going to walk right to the front door, and I'm going to try to get inside because I'm freezing to death. And
Hello?
immediately, it's warm in this house.
Anybody here?
And there is a lady sitting by the fire. And you can sit by her fire and warm up. This fire is kind of cool in this game because it will never run out. It is a magical fire. You can actually cook, some water on this fire if you want. And there is a lady here with a gun. And if you interact with her...
Hey. Hey, wake up. Holy shit! Wait! Hold your fire!
Get back.
Okay.
Okay. Just take it easy.
Why are you here?
I saw the smoke from your chimney.
Outsider.
What?
Thought so. Mainlander. Outsider. I don't recognize your voice. And you haven't left like the others. So, must be a mainlander. Someone who doesn't know any better.
My plane, I crashed in the mountains nearby. I'm looking for someone who crashed with me. A friend. She might be injured.
I haven't seen her.
Listen, could you maybe point that gun someplace else?
You think because my eyes are covered, I can't see you? Make the wrong move, say the wrong thing. You'll see how good a shot I am.
I don't doubt it.
The others are all gone. If you're here, things must be worse than they thought.
It's not a great person to meet. She's a little rough around the edges, but we found someone to interact with, and you can talk to her about these different things by hovering over the dialogue option, kind of looking at it. So you can ask her about the gun, you can say, "Who are you?" You can ask her about the town. All right, Grey Mother, let's hear what you have to say. Who are you?
Name's Mackenzie, by the way. And you are?
I had a name once. But for years, the townsfolk have called me Grey Mother. A name takes on its own life. Such that at one point, the name becomes the thing it belongs to. Then the old names fade. Can only be remembered by the young and the true.
So, I should call you...
You should call me Grey Mother also.
Okay, Grey Mother. Talk to me about the... You know, the gun?
Sitting here with a rifle in your hands. You expecting trouble?
Trouble. Trouble found me.
You mean the storm?
The bad men. The bad men came. Took my things. Tried to take my house. They thought they were safe. Because Grey Mother can't see. They were wrong.
Oh, God. Bad men?
Who are the bad men?
The men, they passed through town. The night of the storm. The night of the lights.
I'm looking for my friend. She crashed with me when my plane came down in the mountains. Do you think she could have come through and been caught by these bad men?
I can't say for sure. Is your friend a survivor?
Yes. She is.
Then there is always hope.
Okay. Are you hurt?
The bad men. Did they try to hurt you?
Everyone thinks being old means you're weak. But they underestimated Grey Mother.
It seems they did.
Okay. So now, the primary questions are the blue ones, I believe, but let's ask about the town.
Where are we?
Milton, a forgotten town deep in the mountains. You're far from home.
But where are we on Great Bear? My plane came down in a storm, and my compass was acting funny.
I've lived here all my life. Not much use for the outside world. Milton's the last of the old mountain towns. Now, it's almost impossible to get to. Or get out of. Only people left here are either too poor or too proud to leave.
Which are you?
I have what I need. At least I did, before the bad men came. Now I'm not sure I have enough to get through the winter.
I need to find my friend, but I'll do what I can to help.
My mind is fuzzy. Some things come through so sharp, others like a dream. Let me think. Let me rest. Maybe I can pull some memories out of the fog. Maybe I can find something that could help you find your friend.
That would be helpful. So you're out of supplies?
I crashed without much food or gear myself. And if these bad men cleaned you out, we're gonna need to find some food and fuel, or neither of us is gonna make it through the next few days. You have any idea where we could find some supplies?
The bad men took everything. And the others in town who would have helped me are gone. The ones left will have their own worries. It's up to you, outsider.
I'll do what I can, but I'll need your help. There must be somewhere in town to get food, fuel, the essentials.
What about your friend? Aren't you in a hurry to find her?
Yes, I am. And I'll be looking for signs of her. But there's a lot of ground to cover, and without gear, I won't make it. So while I'm looking for supplies, you see what you can remember about the night of the lights, and if she might have passed through town. That way, maybe we can help each other.
Okay, outsider. Grey Mother can't promise she can unlock the secrets in the dark cupboards of her mind. But she'll try.
Thanks, Grandmother. All right, so now we make it to chapter 3, which is the Grey Mother. And we're kind of in this reciprocal relationship where we help each other. And so let's talk to her.
Okay. Well, any idea how I can get out of this town? I need to find help.
The old quake closed down most of the roads in and out of town. That was years ago. Blizzard just swept through town after the power went out. As for help, you won't find any out there. You're on your own. We both are.
Okay, optimistic mainlander?
You keep calling me a mainlander. Why?
It's what you are, isn't it? From the mainland, an outsider. You don't really belong here, do you?
Okay, but you sound bitter about it.
We lost everything in the collapse. People didn't realize how dependent we'd become. Some were fine with it. Others didn't want the scraps from your table. Created deep rifts in families, communities, scars that never healed. The mainland had become our lifeline, and it was suddenly cut. And so, we suffered.
I guess I don't know much about that history.
I'm not surprised. You mainlanders have always been focused on your own story. Only interested in Great Bear when it had something to give you. If you can't cut it down or dig it out of the ground, what use is it to you?
That's a touchy subject with the Grey Mother. Let's go to empty.
The town seems so quiet. Does anyone still live here?
Not many. After the earthquakes, less. After last night, even fewer.
Where did everyone go?
That I cannot say. All I know is that I heard screams and could smell smoke for most of the night.
Smoke?
You mentioned smelling smoke?
Someone came here. One of the townsfolk. Tried to convince me to leave. They said there were houses burning in the town. They said people were scared and were leaving for the coast. On foot. Foolish plan. But that's what they said to do. After the quakes. If there was ever another emergency, go to the coast and help will come. They wanted me to go with them. But I'm not ready to leave Milton.
They left you here? Alone?
I'm not alone. I have my Lily.
Lily?
Never mind.
Okay, what about the power?
The power seems out all over town.
The power's always been spotty here, since the quakes. No money to fix the broken stuff left behind. And nobody from the mainland seemed to care enough to do anything about it.
I'm sure someone will come and fix it.
Nobody's coming to save Milton.
How can you be so sure?
I've learned to hear the difference between something quiet and something abandoned. This goes deeper than just a stillness. It feels like the moments before the world goes to sleep. We're just the last ones left awake to notice it.
So this conversation is increasingly gloomy and not really the pep talk you need when you get here to Milton, but this is where we are.
What really happened here? Seems like people were here recently. Where did they go? Why didn't they call for help or just drive out?
The power went out. Who knows the reason? People started to get cold, hungry. They panicked, started to talk crazy. Others walked here from the highway. Some belonged here. Others were outsiders, like you.
Did anyone see a woman? Brown hair, would have had a tan jacket, a scarf with birds on it. Possibly injured.
There was an outsider woman. I heard her pass through. She wasn't alone. There were angry voices and... But the storm was too loud.
Voices?
I lost the voices and I couldn't get them back.
Talk to me about the voices, Grey Mother.
Before, you mentioned hearing voices. Do you remember what you heard?
Memories are gray, misty. I'm trying to remember. It was windy. The blizzard was already waking up. But I heard yelling. A scream.
Was it a woman's voice?
I'm not sure. The voices were thin, far. The blizzard was waking up. Soon there was only wind and darkness. I don't know. I don't remember. It's all cloudy now.
All right, great. So we're all done. Now, we have a new objective, which is to find supplies to keep Grey Mother here alive. And we can kind of, cook some more water if we want in our little can here. Now, we're getting tired, and we're in Grey Mother's house, but it's super dark in here. Around the fireplace, it's fine, but until we get some lighting, it's going to be a nightmare to navigate. However, there's some things you can do. So if we check, and we try to figure out, all right, like let's look at the map of the town, and you can see where we are. And the quest that we're on right here, the objective, is to fill Grey Mother's firewood bin outside. Here's the radio tower, okay? And so we came into town kind of like right through here. We were on the radio tower, then we came down here, and then went down the road, and we immediately went to Grey Mother's house. But there's other places here that are marked on the map. You can see there's a fire station, which we can check for more supplies for Grey Mother. There's a church up here, but more of this will get filled in as we explore more and find more information. Now, some things, let me go over here to the objective. So we need to stock Grey Mother's fridge with at least 8,000 calories worth of food, and we need to give her 12 units of firewood. And this is what's going to happen. This is the main quest for us right now, is to do this. And to do this, we're going to just go through the town and find supplies. There's houses that are open that we can get into, that nobody's inside, and we can kind of rifle through them and find supplies for ourselves and for Grey Mother. Now, what's interesting about it is somebody was telling me this in the comments, and I didn't realize, but Wintermute is a story, and it's a narrative, and it's a driven experience, but once you get here to this point, there is a bit of randomization. So, like, the contents of the houses, for example, are randomized. So we're going to find different stuff than each other on our playthroughs, but there's enough stuff for us to get, what we need. So at this point, what you can do is, if you want, I'll show you, you can push up, and we're not going to use that. We can, if we want, light the torch. We can ignite our torch by holding R2. And then we can walk around her house with a torch. And you can explore it and, look for items to take. But Grey Mother really doesn't have that much. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing here, okay? This bed, we can sleep in this bed if you want to just pass the time until day. And you'll do sleeping in her bedroom here. This actually isn't her bedroom. This is somebody else's bedroom that, you can make inferences about. But there is a bathroom up here, and you can get water in all of these houses in the toilets. You can fill up a potable water source. Remember, you don't have to have a container. You just automatically get it. And you can just grab all this water. It does weigh a lot, but it's nice to have potable water that you can drink on you from toilets. So look for that. In her storage room, she does have, some cardboard boxes that you can break down. And it looks like all of her food has pretty much been taken as well. And this is kind of like her room. But you can come here and sleep if you want. Now, our torch is going to go out. I'm going to go back downstairs. The other thing you can do is try to go outside and look for supplies. It can be dangerous at night, but that's what we're going to get into is I'm going to go ahead and push triangle, go to the map, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to kind of zoom in here. And we're going to go from Grey Mother's house to all of these houses around here, starting to look for supplies and seeing what we can find. We might make our way to the gas station, but we definitely want it to be daytime before we do that because it's so cold out. So you can use Grey Mother's house as a place to sleep and a place to warm up because, let's go ahead and drink this water. This is an infinite fire. So you can just kind of come here. You have a little bit of light. You can sit here and warm up whenever you need it. And this is a good place to end our episode here of our beginner's guide to Wintermute. So we've made it. We actually found someone to talk to. She's a little addled, but she's going to help us, and we're going to help her. And we have a bunch of stuff to do, which is exploring the town, and we have a place that's, better for us to sleep than a freezing cave. Everyone, I hope you're still finding this series to be fun and useful. Please post any questions you might have in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.